Well, hello and welcome to another live stream with Kuzma on the creative life. I hope everybody's been having a great week. Mine has flown by. Had a very busy weekend this past weekend, connecting with friends, enjoying beautiful art. Went to this rollout launch party at the um, Crystal Works and rollout. Oh, I have all the stickers here. This is fun. So that's the little bomb. That's Crystal Works. Beautiful crystal store in Vancouver. They have just amazing geodes. Hi, Ange. My sister's on listening to me. And the rollout bomb. Where is it? There it is. Rollout was wallpaper created from photos of crystals. Rollout. Check it out. It is Rollout. Check out their website. It was amazing. One of my friends was the artist who was taking the photography and turning this beautiful artwork into large scale installations for different venues, and it is spectacular. Got to meet the owners of Crystal Works, who have had this gem and crystal store for 40 years, and the energy in there, I was like, psych it up. Yeah, and then I got this, not at that store. I got my lapis lazuli mandala in. Have been wearing it. Actually charged it Sunday night really well with music and vibrations. We did the last of my 4 shows at Malcolm Bowl. What did we go see? This one was Polo and Pan. These French producers that are just amazing entertainers, singing, digitizing their music, digitizing their voices for their music. A lot of reverb, very disco, very 80s, very just a beautiful night. And we were dancing in the rain in Stanley Park, and just loving it. So that was a beautiful event, and spent it with some lovely people. So I had a great weekend all around doing that. And then, of course, spent some time with the fairies, and went for coffee, and anyways, that kind of stuff. The funniest, not the funniest, but the most memorable part of this journey of the weekend was actually when I went to the Bayside after the concert and popped outside for some fresh air, and ran into this gentleman, and we started talking. The conversation started around, he was just coming back from the pot store and accidentally mislabeled a transgender individual, which kind of opened the door to our conversation. And as we were talking about everything, um, Mike told me he was a Trump supporter and a Republican, and which is fine. But as we were talking about things, it was amazing that 2 people with differing opinions and viewpoints could actually sit and have a conversation together. We had such a nice time talking. We smoked a joint together. It was a good 20-30 minutes of just discussing. Really, the biggest thing was the ability for people to talk to each other again. And ever since, I feel like COVID, there's been so much division, and just how important it is to be able to hear people and not judge. Judgment is the worst part, of course. So as we are going through this journey and experiencing these kind of interactions, being open to somebody else's opinion and knowing that you don't have to agree, but you can still love somebody. And by the end of this conversation, we were hugging it out. And when we were leaving the bar, later on that evening, he was walking up the other way, and we literally like stopped and gave each other a big hug in the middle of the street. It was a conversation that almost felt like we were, doing work healing the world. And I think it very much is true that way when it is the ripple effect. The kindness that you're putting out actually is pushing negativity away. And if more people could just actually have a conversation with people, even if they're of differing opinions, um, it would do the world a great service. And I think it's not always easy. There's not everybody's on the same level. Not everybody's able to resonate and have that level of communication. But the one thing I did know about Mike was he had a lot of Christ consciousness flowing through him. He was, very religious and very, like full of Christ consciousness. And it was just amazing. He was at a level that we were able to realize that both of us were resonating at such high levels with our own divine energy in us that we were able to step past so many of the walls that people put up and just have an honest conversation and still respect each other. We ended up sharing music. We ended up talking about all kinds of things. So it was lovely. Yeah, that really took my weekend. Even though we had beautiful music and beautiful art, it was this actual one connection that I had with a perfect stranger at a random point that really just left its biggest mark on me. um One of the other things that came across my path, I think it was maybe the next day or sometime during the week when I was working, um, was the Templar Square and its secret to the universe. I'd never heard about the Templar Square before, and it was fascinating to see that this tile that was found in Pompeii, um, and it's a, basically anagrams where it's the same word frontward, forward, and backwards. Um, that repeats itself, and the Templar Square. So it's Sadar, a re, a repo, tenant, opera, and rotus. And basically, by really diving into what this means and what people have been trying to decipher it for ages, for hundreds of years. Um, it is believed that the Satar represents the creator. A repo is alpha and omega at the end of it. And REP, rep, it's like kind of the infinity sign going back and forth. There's also a lot more in a repo, but I'll just keep it at that for that. And then tenant is 10. 10 is a stretching of reality. It's the yeah, the stretching of reality. And opera is the game in which we play. The opera is the stage. This hologram, if you want to say, if we want to go there. But basically, the world that we're living in, and by stretching that reality, it is the game we are playing. And rotus is the movement of the wheel of the zodiac. So through the wheel, from the divine energy, the divine wisdom, from to infinity, a lot to look into. But if you haven't checked it out, check out the Seder Square, or the Templar's Magic Square, as it is called. There's some really good videos out there about that, and it's worth a deep dive. The whole movie, The Tenant, which came out a few years back, has a lot of reference in it. It's all based around the Seder Square. So me, again, something new I learned. Enjoyed it, and really kind of was light. Other than that, it's been a pretty busy week. I've been connecting a lot with community. I guess this week it's been all about community. The new moon is approaching, but right now I've just felt like this week was busy. I tended to the harvest. I canned some tomatoes. I rested one yesterday. I just did some meditations. I've been trying to connect with my meditations a little more. I've been doing a lot of guided ones, and now I'm trying to find how to do it without people talking at the same time. So one of my friends, one of the fairies, recommended to me using brown noise, which you can go onto YouTube, and it's basically a static like sound. This other one I was doing just before I started this was a Lumerian meditation type, and really it was really just focusing on your breathing, quieting yourself and focusing on your breathing, and that's what it is. And it's the guy who was instructing it basically said the magic happens in the spaces. So when we quiet our brain and we have spaces of silence without words and thoughts and processing going on, that is when our vibration raises and that we are receiving more information. So one of the things he said was like focus on just a sound. So like the fridge, if there's a light humming or something like that, you could do that as well as just breathing. But the more you do this on a daily basis, the more you connect and the more your energy levels rises, and the closer and the more divine energy that will flow through you. So I'm working on it. I'm trying to do that. Trying to just make it a daily practice to get into meditation more and breathing techniques. I've been doing some Kundalini breathing and keeping the good Kundalini energy in. I've been doing some body movement exercises to get the flow of the body going. Doesn't mean that I don't have to get my hip replaced possibly, but we will see about that. Okay, I'm going to pull an angel card. The angel card is understanding today. Your angel guidance is to examine yourself and your current situation in depth so that you have a clear awareness of the underlying reason of your challenges and situations. Acquaint yourself with the facts about situations and attitudes before you make decisions. Self-awareness is a necessary foundation of which to build strong relationships, friendships, and work. Understand your personality is a basic for understanding your spirit self and your mission on earth. Ask your angels to help you. The affirmation is, I seek an understanding of self and my life. Everything has been pointing towards foundations lately, and that's not surprising, as I'm in the lunar cycle of the Emperor and the Lord, and it's all about building this foundation of strength and knowing your boundaries and saying no when you have to, and seeking your truth, not other people's, so that when you need to protect your grounds, you have a strong foundation. And this week's been great for that. I've been laying lots of foundation with the fairies and taking time to spend and meet people, new people, and build my community. I've talked to some people about witchcraft and the covens, and you know, kind of opening that discussion to see if I can find some mentorship in the local community here. And sure enough, today one of my friends texted, and with the fairies, there was a couple events coming up with the local witches. One was a course, and the other is an event on the 18th, music and gathering for for the lunar moon, or the harvest moon. I'm not sure what they call it. Anyways, yeah, so unfortunately I'm going to be away that weekend, but I know the energy is around me. There is a pagan store on Commercial Drive that's celebrating their 5th anniversary. It's called the Raven's Claw, I'm pretty sure, or the Raven something. And I'll probably stop by there with some friends to check it out and see if we can meet some people in the community. Other than that, I hope you're all just doing well, living in kindness. I was just reading before this in the Celtic book, about our senses and sight, and how do you look onto the world? Do you look with love? Do you look with fear? If Are you fear based at everything you're looking at might be a problem? Are you looking with indifference? Are you looking with greed, or just greed's not the right word? Are you looking with uh, well, greed is kind of the word, but it's more of just commercialism, of wanting more of everything you see, or is it love that you're looking with at the world with your eyes? And the more we can look at the world with love, the more gratitude, the more magic will come back to you. So remember, look at the world with love, live in kindness, and be true to yourself. This is a time of the harvest moon in Aries, which is going to be a powerful moon. So that's happening on the 6th. So take your time, do some preparation, and the new cycle is about to come. So I'm excited for that too. And usually at the full moon, this is when lessons of this lunar cycle really start to hit. So if you're feeling, a little uneasy, if you're getting a lot of intuition and seeing signs, and your dreams are active and you don't know why, take the time, journalize them, write them down, put them into ChatGPT. He is a dream dictionary. Most AIs are Gemini, as I'm using. And take some time to reflect on what is going on for you, and that will become a ritual. It's the little rituals that we do that really bring us in line with the divine matrix and the rest of the waking consciousness. So make sure you're doing them as much as you can every day. Do your meditations, breathe, and do what is right for you. It doesn't matter what it is. Just live in kindness, and let's get cosmic together. Till next time, talk to you later.